Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Solana, ticker SOL against USDT. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Also, as always, I'm giving a great shout out, a big shout out to the Telegram chat. Really proud of what we have become, guys. A lot of great investors in there. I just recently shared an iSwap airdrop on Trust Wallet in there, so make sure to go into the chat and check it out. Basically, you can get free 200 tokens from iSwap, but that's besides the point. Now, let's get into the weekly chart. So as you can see right now, we're being suppressed by the 20 EMA, and last video I did have the 34 EMA up, and I said that we might bounce off of it and just come back up. So you might put some bits into Solana at this 34 EMA. And that is exactly what happened. So that is great. If you did that, you are already in profit. Let's see just how much exactly would you be in profit. So 27%, which is great, And I did give you some other buying orders, which got filled for all of you who bought in at the support zones that I gave you. So we're gonna check that out in a bit. But right now, as you can see, we're hitting our head on the 20 EMA, which is great. We're testing it as resistance. Hopefully we don't get rejected back down, because there is a bearish pattern playing out right now on the 4-hourly chart. So we might end up coming back down for a retest, but we'll see, guys. If we check the RSI, we have started this move towards the upside. Hopefully we won't make another lower low from here, just like we did over here, as you can see. And we broke this level of support, as you can see. Last time I gave you this trend line on the RSI, we broke down below it, and now we might be hitting our head on it. So you just might take a look at this and draw this out on your charts. This is the weekly relative strength indicator. You pull out your indicators over here in the technical indicators button, press it, type in relative strength index, and that's how you get it. There it is. And also, I do use the Stochastic Rsi or the Stock RSI. So pretty much on the weekly, we are in the bottom. And usually you just go in waves on the Stock RSI. And that's just how you know where you can sell and buy. Some people just trade based on the Stock RSI, which is a great way to trade, by the way. So we are in the bottom on the Stock RSI. So we are bullish on the weekly time frame, in the short term and in the long term as well. Well, I do mean only in the long term, because in the short term, we are seeing some bearish patterns on the 4-hourly, and you might have a little retrace. So I did give you this buying little zone from $25.92 all the way to $19.35. So this was the dip over here all the way to $22.20 that I gave you. So if you bought in over there and now you sold at this little move towards the upside, you are up 30%, which is great, to be honest. It really is great. So just keep that in mind. I do always give you some nice buying orders, and I'm not just going to tell you that the project is going to 100,000K, no retracements, no nothing. I always want to give you two sides of the coin. So yeah, that's what I try to do over here on this channel. And that is it on the weekly. Like I said, we are hitting our head on the 20 EMA. It is important that we break it as resistance and retest it back as support, because what can end up happening is we get suppressed down by the 20 EMA and we start making lower lows, and that is not something that we want, right? So yeah, just keep that in mind, and let's start moving up. Let's go to the daily chart over here. As you can see, I was thinking this would be a head and shoulders pattern, but obviously no, because we have this lower low. This low is lower than this one, when the head should be the lowest. So if the head was over here and we had this left and right shoulder, then this would be considered a head and shoulders pattern. But right now it is not. So still, this rectangle, this yellow buying zone, is still valid, because once we get into it, we usually come back up out of it rather sooner than later. So keep that in mind. And this is the daily chart. As you can see, we went below the 200 EMA. Let's see where the 100 EMA was. Okay, just doing a couple of checks. All right. So now on the daily, we are hitting our head on the 20 EMA as well. As you can see, we are wicking above it, which is showing a lot of buying pressure, which is great. Solana is one of the strongest assets. It has been performing extremely well in these dips that Bitcoin has had us through. But one thing that I'm noticing is obviously this triple bottom. So if it's not a head and shoulders pattern, it's a triple bottom pattern, which is one of the most bullish patterns basically. So this is like a triple confirmation of a major support zone that we have over here. And you know, when something like that happens, then yeah, you're being bullish short term at least. So keep that in mind. Now we are taking, I don't mind this trend line, this is from the weekly. So we are starting this nice impulsive wave on the RSI. We're sitting at 46, so still a lot more upside potential on the RSI. If we take a look at the MACD, we're starting to form the bullish cross under the histogram, which is great. This means that we are being confirmed for this uptrend, but like I always say, the MACD is a lagging indicator. So the uptrend has already started on the price chart, but it is only happened on the MACD just yesterday. So keep that in mind. Now, if we go to the daily chart on the Stochastic Rsi, we're pretty much topping out over here. So we might have a little bit of a bear run in the next 2 days because we had like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're having like 4 green candles in a row. So this might be a signal that we might just bounce off the 20 MA and come back up to retest a major support level. But like I always say, if Bitcoin comes back to 26K, you have your buy orders. You have your buy orders. I still do have a I had that $20 support zone, but as you can see over here, it is $19.35, the lowest support that I have. This is where we wicked with that initial dump in May, and that is where you want to be buying most of your Solana coins. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, look for the EMAs as strong resistance and strong support zones, guys. The daily 55 EMA is going to act as strong resistance as well. What we want to do ideally is come back in between the EMAs and just consolidate between them before breaking the 55 as resistance. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now on the 12-hour chart, last time I did give you a nice pattern that we are seeing play out right now. So if you ignore the wicks, you have this left shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder. So yeah, an inverse head and shoulders pattern, that is a great bullish pattern. And if we end up breaking the neckline, that would be very good. And if we end up breaking the neckline, you can see that this would be the neckline of the pattern. And from the head over here all the way to the neckline. Actually, I do think that I gave you that target. Yeah, $52. Yeah, I think I gave you that target in the last video. Yeah, I do apologize. So $52.48 is our price target long term. We have created this head and shoulders pattern. So it played out nicely, guys. We dipped into this buying zone. For those of you who did buy in here, great. It's great for you. You're in profit already. But the 20 MA on the 12-hour chart has starting to curl up. We're being supported by it, which is great. We're being squeezed into the 55 MA for that bullish cross. So hopefully that can happen relatively soon. If we take a look at the stock RSI, we have topped out on the stock RSI. So potentially we might come back down, and I'm going to show you why on the 4-hourly chart. We're starting to get a bit overextended on the MACD. The moving average is far away from the signal line, which is an indicator of a perhaps correction down, of a bit of a retracement, not correction per se. But on the RSI, we're making higher highs and higher lows, which is great. But like I said, yeah, we might just end up staying on the 20 EMA just a bit, and hopefully we can hold it as support on the 12-hour chart, which would be great. Now let's get into the 4-hourly chart. So this is the 4-hourly chart, and we do have this this bear flag playing out. Basically, what a bear flag is, you have the pole of the flag, which is this move towards the upside, where you create this trend line of resistance, this horizontal trend, this horizontal, what? Why I can't say horizontal? Horizontal line of resistance and a horizontal line of support, and you keep adhering to it until you have a breakdown, because this is a bearish pattern, and the breakdown is measured by the pole itself. So the pole is from the low of the candle where you started the uptrend to the very top of this resistance, and you measure the breakout by putting the pole right near the support zone, wherever you may break out to the downside. So basically, our targets would be somewhere around $24.20, $24.10, somewhere in that range. So I'm gonna mark off that little area just over here. So yeah, we might end up dropping from this pattern, but if we were to invalidate it, and the only way to invalidate it is to break this resistance, retest it as support, and just start climbing back up through the levels of resistance, which would be great, because we are creating a bullish cross right now on the 4-hourly chart. So that is confluence to the fact that we are starting this uptrend. And if this is it for Bitcoin, if this is really the bottom, guys, then you know it's gonna be looking good in a couple of months, but hopefully we don't break down. If we do break down on Bitcoin, always, as always, guys, have your buy orders ready. You need to have some spare fiat to buy more coins when they are cheap. So on the MACD, we have created the bullish cross, and now we're having this retest with a signal line, and then we're just above the histogram, which is bullish in general. And if we go to the Stochastic Rsi, we have topped out. Now we may come back down. And yeah, basically what we want to do right now on the 4-hourly chart is come back down to the 20 EMA, because we are a bit overextended from it. We want to come back down, kiss it a bit, have a bounce off of it, and just keep on being supported by it. The next major resistance level is sitting at the 200 EMA. That would be $30.50. And after that, we do have $31.60. So keep that in mind. Actually, this $34 and $31.60 is actually where we last touched it over here at July 12th, and we broke down from there. So that is going to be a major resistance zone. After that, I do have $34.71 and $32.71. I apologize, and $34 here at the top. So yeah, if we do end up going any higher, you might just want to sell and buy at a retest if you get overextended. But if you're not a swing trader, then yeah, just accumulate and yeah, wait for the end of the year, because I think it's going to be crazy. So that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Hopefully you bought into Solana at the levels that I showed you in the last video. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.